Cheers, everyone, and welcome to the Heath Bar. I'm your host, Heath Johnson. Each week, I sit down with an artist, creator, or leader who lives or passes through the Black Hills area, kick back a few drinks, and chat about their story. There's some incredible people that surround us, and this is your chance to get to know more about them. From singer-songwriters, film producers, craft brewers, community leaders, and more, the Heath Bar serves up a healthy selection of chats on tap. You can find this and past episodes on iTunes Podcasts and Spotify as well. Just subscribe in the app and you'll know right when your conversation is ready for you. There's also blog posts about the episodes, links to find more info on the guests, merch, and my public schedule as well at heathbaronline.com. And also get social with the Heath Bar on Instagram and Facebook with the handle @HeathBarOnline and on Twitter with @HeathJohnson. Interested in becoming a regular at the Heath Bar? Join up at patreon.com/The Heath Bar and toss in $1 or so a month. You'll get exclusive access and input into who should be an upcoming guest on the show. And Randy Burghardt is here this week. Country music has taken a lot of heat over the past few decades, especially with the integration of pop country. Randy is one of those artists who holds true to real country music. He grew up in South Dakota and currently lives out near Cheyenne, Wyoming. Randy has done a lot for music in this region, including helping start up the Rocky Mountain Country Music Group, which recently just hosted this year's awards. He's a fun guy to know and chat with, and I'm really glad I got to share this conversation with you all. If you're a fan of genuine country music, you'll love listening to this chat. And with that, I give you Randy Burghardt. Welcome to the Heath Bar, where the conversations are always on tap.
I'm glad you got saddle bronc, but
Yeah, that's probably one of my go-tos for Wyoming beer.
the saddle
Is
bronc.
the Saddle Bronc. Yeah.
Something about brown ale and the caramel flavoring with the chocolate-ish.
Have
The
you
spices is nice.
have you been to the new breweries in Spearfish yet?
I haven't
We have
yet.
2 new breweries since you were last up here. 2.
The Spearfish Brewery.
Maybe that was already up when you were here. I can't remember.
They might have been.
Okay.
I do know I tried calling them
Oh, for like
for a
gigs
gig
and
and
stuff?
try to get something lined up, but they haven't ever called me back or finalized. John, I think is his name.
Yep, I think that's one of them. They haven't done music. I think they're going to start, though. I was talking with someone.
Good.
And there's a rumor going around that they might try to figure something out. Maybe not like on a consistent basis, but be able to do it when they want to do it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Tell me
see.
about that Miners. The
Miners Brewing, dude. That's great.
Okay.
They killer venue. It's one of my favorite breweries to play at, just because the system's already there. You plug in. They have great speakers set up.
So simple and easy. And
Yep,
already.
it's super easy, and they run. They have a guy there that'll run sound for you if you want.
Okay.
They've got one of those iPad things mixers.
Oh, I got.
I mean,
one.
they have an actual one, but then the iPad connects into it. You know.
Well, before we leave here, I'll have to show you my board because my board is literally you have to run it on this thing.
Oh, you're fancy now, huh? Have
Yes.
you always been that way?
No,
Okay.
but with the acoustic gigs, I've always had a little sound like 2 or 3 channel board that I just
That's
ran
right,
these
okay,
little things
yeah.
here. But now I have an 8 channel Mackie that was only
Yeah.
$250
Dude,
digital,
I'm a Mackie fan.
and I'm just kind of like, yep, sold.
They're
The
simple.
app
They're
yeah.
reasonably priced. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. I've got I had a Mackie, a little 6-channel Mackie that I used for a long time for my home recordings, and I just sit around and record.
Oh, I
you know?
remember seeing the one that you had for the last Riders round that I was at 13.
Oh, Lucky 13s.
Lucky
yeah.
13s, yeah.
Yep. And then I switched to I have the Yamaha 16 MX GU. I forget how many letters there are in it, but I dig it. It's really, really cool. And it's got the simplicity like the Mackies do. You know, it's not crazy. I can't get into it. Like I've tried to play with some of those touchscreen mixers, and I get confused, man.
Well, I do have my iPad with me. I can show you because I have a bigger board, the Mackie DL1608.
Okay.
That's an iPad ran board. But the simplicity of seeing where all your settings are for effects, compression, everything, it's all right there.
Do you have to like switch screens? Okay, now I'm going to the monitor screen, and now I'm going to the main screen. Does that happen? Because there's one I saw where you have
Like
to press a button and everything changes.
Here's a little example for you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I know I'm disconnected. Demo. I'll talk to you guys.
I don't know. It like, if I can't, maybe it's a tactile thing. I like to touch and move sliders.
So here's your main. Here's your main screen.
Okay.
And it's easy. You can switch over from your auxes to your monitors like that.
Yeah.
And then each channel, compression, reverb, your
Huh.
yeah, everything's right there. And then here's your main EQ.
That's interesting.
It's like boom, 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 done.
How long did it take you to like learn it?
It took me a week.
Jeez.
The DL1608.
I'd still be confused, man. I'm serious.
The DL16's app is actually a little more complex than that one. But everything is still like if you're at that channel, everything's on that channel. You stay on that channel, you just swipe up to each like compression, delay, your reverb, any kind of deal that you're working on that channel.
I mean, I should probably figure it out at some point because it is incredibly convenient to be standing in the back of the room and controlling the soundboard.
It is.
And
it is.
especially when you're putting on songwriters rounds, you know, and it's like,
Well, and also another deal too is snakes.
Yeah.
Those things are obsolete like an SOB.
And expensive and sucks to haul around.
Yeah. And that way, when you just have your board sitting on the back of the stage where everything's hooked up and just have your guy with the iPad up front.
Does it get any signal interference? Is that ever... Really?
Nope.
God, you think it would?
Nope. Mine's blue. This one's ran off of Bluetooth. The other one's ran off of Wi-Fi.
That's...
So it's really nice.
I need to look into.
And you can hook up more than one system or more than one iPad too.
I wonder if I could do something like that with this podcast. Just like have like
you could
it on an iPad and can you plug in?
I'll
like,
have to show you that.
And stuff?
I'll have to show you that board.
Okay.
That board is actually probably it's downstairs right now, but I'll show you that board. It probably might suffice for this because there's a 4-channel board as well in that same model.
We're nerding out over
Yes, we are.
gear. I love it, dude. I could talk gear forever. That's one of the things I've been wanting to do is have I got a buddy of mine that I want to do like I don't know 20-minute segments. He comes on and we talk about a pedal or we talk about a gear, you know, and it's just like a thing that happens and maybe it'll happen, but well anyway, cheers, man. Welcome to the Heath Bar.
Yes, thank you.
I'm glad I caught you when you're up here because I know you don't get up here as often as I would like.
Well, I would like it more too myself.
Yeah. Now do you live in Cheyenne? Is that correct?
I live actually outside of Cheyenne now. We just recently bought a house.
Okay.
So, but yes, technically Cheyenne. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I've the last time I was in Cheyenne when I wasn't just passing through, I was a kid because my great aunt lives there, and I don't remember much about Cheyenne. We went to I remember going to the rodeo. Frontier Days, right?
That's right.
That's
what
it's
Daddy of them all. Yep.
Yeah, the big kahuna.
Yep.
So
pretty much. It's still is the world's largest outdoor rodeo.
So. I hope rodeos stay a thing. I was
We're
worried.
praying and hoping right now.
I was worried there for a while. Maybe I should still be worried, but
you should be because Houston's still getting hit with protesters and whatnot, and people still trying to get rid of it. Years ago, we used to have protesters, but it was a small group in Cheyenne. They left. They haven't been seen.
It's like 5
since.
people on the
yeah,
the 5
pretty
people
much.
in Wyoming that are standing on a corner.
Well, they might have came up from Denver too, because Denver is only 2 hours
that's
away.
A good point.
So
I forgot about that.
But yeah, they didn't stick around very long.
I think it's just ignorance when it comes to rodeos. They think it's I know because I'm assuming the big push is animal cruelty.
That's the main thing.
I don't know. I grew up around ranchers and rodeo people, and I've never seen
Oh, no.
animals taken care of better than that.
No, they get spas, man. They got their own hot tubs
They
and
are
everything.
They have heated trailers, you know
Exactly.
what I mean?
I'm
Cruising
like-
down the interstate in a bubble bath.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they think that after the rodeo, they're sent off to butcher. No.
Yeah.
No.
It's not quite how that works.
Nope. If that animal's still making money for the
Yep.
stock contractor,
Yeah. Well,
They're
and
gonna
it's
keep using it.
and that's like, especially if it's horses. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking like when you have like barrel racing and stuff
Yeah.
like that, those horses are family.
Pretty
You
much.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't send them off anywhere.
No.
They
No.
stay with you.
No.
And then you dig a grave for them when they die. Cause
exactly.
That's how
You
much
have an
care.
actual special ceremony for them and everything. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I grew up in Western Nebraska. I think I've told you that before.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
And we had our county fair, which was tiny, but it was fun. It was always fun to go to. And but I remember they would bring in musicians, a lot of them from Colorado, to
Yes.
play for it and everything like that. And that was as I got older and then got into music, I realized there's a big music rodeo circuit that people make a living on, just
Yep.
traveling, following rodeos, playing music and
Yep.
stuff like that. Is that what got you started, or?
Well, technically, what kind of got me started was I was kind of a big fan of Chris Ledoux years ago, and I went to high school in Howard, South Dakota.
Okay.
Been there, graduated in 2008, sorry. And
You just graduated last year.
just graduated last year. Anyways, started picking guitar, learning guitar and whatnot, and just started playing in the bars. Mm-hmm. And after I went to South Dakota State University for college, they got the rodeo team there, and I started picking around on that. And since then, South Dakota State Fair hired me and my band years ago for our first gig in a beer garden there. And that's what kind of made everything just blow up with opportunity
Yeah.
and just realizing, oh, I could be doing this,
Right.
but here I am doing this. So I'm going to switch over and do this here and we'll go. So
What did you go to college for?
animal science.
Okay.
And technically I double majored, music and animal science.
Oh, okay.
That was really tough.
Yeah. I don't doubt it.
I'll be honest, I didn't graduate, but it was
Well,
it
once
was,
you
it was an
realize you can make
experience.
money, why
Yeah.
keep going? Why keep spending money when you can go and make
Exactly.
it?
It's,
I always tell myself that because I keep looking back at like my college loans and that. I'm like, what was I thinking?
Yeah. Luckily, my college loans aren't as bad as, normal 4-year degrees.
Duh. Okay. See, that's what mine was, and a private independent Bible college. So like.
So twice.
Oh my gosh,
even
dude!
more.
Just
yeah,
your
yeah.
general studies were 3 times as much as they would have been at the community college.
Yeah.
and same class.
Yeah.
Probably a better teacher at the community college. Because I don't know, science was kind of overlooked a lot at Bible college.
It is. Sometimes when you kind of look at it, yeah, maybe science was a little.
a little lacking, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is, and now I'm kind of stuck with it, and it's manageable. It's not like crazy, but it's like,
No.
God, you
Yeah.
could go back. That's one thing I would change.
Yeah, I'm looking back at mine. I'm just kind of like, I mean, I don't have as much debt as
Yeah.
a normal student that graduated a 4-year full, but I'm just kind of like, I got the experience.
Yep.
So I learned what I didn't learn before, and
Yeah.
brought
Plus,
it
it
into what
led
I'm
to
doing.
opportunities. Like I doubt that gig would have happened had you not been at that college. Or
Oh, probably not.
yeah.
Because that's where I met most of the band members that I had at the time.
Okay.
At the college.
Oh, okay.
So it
College band.
pretty much.
College band playing Chris Ledoux tunes. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was quite interesting. I'll be honest with you. Probably the first time I started writing music was when I was 12. But I was
Okay.
kind of on and off with it because I didn't know how good I was with it or whatnot. But after that, with college, I started picking up a little bit more. So, and of course, the good old songwriters archive bag that's bigger than your whole body because you didn't
Yeah.
finish a song someplace
Oh,
down the
God.
line.
Lists and lists and I finally finished a full song yesterday for the first time in I think months.
Yeah.
Got home from work and sat down and had an idea in my head and actually finished it. I'm like, holy crap! Like, I did it.
And then you're looking at back at songs like, this song was 2 years ago. I still haven't finished it.
It's just how it works. I don't know if it's a time thing or if it's just you get going and then you just get out of the mood and the feel of that song and it's hard to get back.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, it's something like your mind's into it right then and there. Mm-hmm. But then after a while, you just kind of, now where do I want to go with it next?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll come back to me. I'll get back to it. Let's see what happens. And then it's just months later, and maybe it happens, or years later, or whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just finished a song that I co-wrote with a guy out of Miller, South Dakota. Mm-hmm. And that was, dang near 8 years ago.
And you just finished it?
Just finished it.
I don't know. I think it's, I mean, I'll run through like a line. I have a line that pops into my head. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, man, that sounds really cool. I have no idea what to put around it.
Yeah.
And then that line just sits on my phone or my notebook.
Yeah.
Forever.
I mean, and the biggest thing on that one song that I had was the lyrics were there.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to arrange it.
Yeah.
I knew what I wanted to do with the music and whatnot. I already had that, but how to arrange it, how to put it where it's going to make sense and not be overly boring.
Yeah.
Same thing over and over again. You know what I mean?
What's easier for you when you're putting a song together? Is it lyrics or is it arrangement?
Arrangement.
Yeah? Except for this one.
Except for this one. This one was difficult because it's like, shoot, I may have to break a rule in songwriting here on this one. I don't know. So, no, arranging is actually the easiest part for me because I like dynamics. Mm-hmm. I try to figure out, okay, what's the song about? How do I want to put the dynamics?
Sure.
So that's how I kind of base the feel of the song if I can.
So when you're putting the lyrics down, do you kind of have an idea in your head? Or do you just, I'm writing some words, and then once I'm done writing, I'll see if I can arrange them to whatever melody.
It's 50-50 either way.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's like, there's a chance I might know what I'm writing. There's a chance I might not know what I'm writing. Let's see what happens.
Like, I find it, when I'm listening to music, just, artists that I like to listen to, mm-hmm. I'll hear the way they do a song, and I'll think it should have gone a different way, mm-hmm. like melodically. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why didn't they do that? Mm-hmm. Then I start to think, oh, maybe I should sit down and just do that while it's in my head.
Yeah.
So then it's an inspiration.
Yeah.
It's not the same song, obviously, because you can't do that.
No.
I don't know.
Well, it gives you an idea to be like, well, I can do that.
Yeah.
They didn't. Why not? I mean, you listen to other music, it gives you ideas and whatnot, mm-hmm. and it helps out with the songwriting.
Well, and everything's been done before anyway, so I mean,
it is true.
When you put anything together, it's like if you search hard enough, you're going to find something like, crap, that's the same progression that I just put together. But it is what it is.
It is.
Yep.
And then you just do what you can to change the dynamic a little bit and see how you really want your song to feel.
Yep.
So,
or you could just pull a Nickelback and have 3 exactly the same songs, just change the lyrics, and
pretty much.
And people buy
it. Pop country now.
Yeah, dude. Did you see my shirt? Make country music sad again.
I love it. That is
I saw
awesome.
this on Instagram. There's a guy, I forget where he's from, but he was selling these, and one of the shows I listened to was shared it, and I was like, that is a sweet shirt, because the state of country music these days, at least radio, is rough. I mean, especially, I mean, and you probably play, I mean, you're straight up a country artist.
Yeah.
I don't know, I do a lot of Americana and I do a lot of other stuff, but I mean, country is a big part of what I play, but...
well, Americana still, depending on the style of Americana, it is still fitting in that category, like with Red Dirt Country and whatnot.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
do you notice that when you're out playing that like people just say, "Oh, I'm a country artist"? Do people kind of give you that? Oh, like what do you mean?
Actually, I don't. The other crowd that I run into mostly, they're like, "Oh, Luke Bryan." Oh, no,
I can't do it.
It's like
man.
No.
I was playing a show actually here in Deadwood. Was it? I think it was Patty O'Neill's, and I'm sitting
Over
there.
at Tin Lizzie's?
Yeah, over at
Okay.
Tin Lizzie's, and this was years ago, back when they were still doing music. I don't know what they're doing now, but
I don't know. I haven't heard.
someone walked in and they requested, I think it was Jason Aldean or Florida Georgia Line or something, and I was like, no, I'm not going to play that. And like, you don't know any of those songs? I'm like, no, I don't.
I
And
don't
like,
listen to it.
I was like, and if you want to hear that, you can, by all means, there's the door. Go away and leave.
Yeah, turn on your radio in the car and give it a listen. But
I don't know. It's manufactured, and I don't know. As a country artist yourself, like I gotta imagine it gets rough being out there, and those are what get requested. Hey,
Yeah.
I got a $5. Will you play Luke Bryan? Blah blah blah. And it's like,
Yeah.
and of course you want the money, but you're like,
I don't know.
at what point do you sell your soul, Randy?
Yeah, exactly. No, I literally had one guy literally tip me $100 for Dirt Road Anthem. And let's just say that was the most difficult decision I had to make. Yes, I played it.
Everyone's got a price.
Yes, it's kind of like, oh,
Oh crap! I gotta get gas money.
yeah. I mean, this gig's paying okay, but
Yeah. Well, $100 is $100.
yeah,
You know? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Do you think? Have you looked through like the history of country music and where that progression started into all the pop country that it is now? Like, do you have like a pinpoint in your head on, okay, this is when everything got screwed up?
Well, what happened was most of it got screwed up in the 90s. Like, for example, you got Garth Brooks, because he's done songs back in the 90s that aren't traditional country,
Sure.
but they are a little more on the poppy side of things.
Poppy and rocky
Yeah.
and like excitement.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
But most of the 90s, they were trying to keep it traditional, but they were trying to give it a little more of an edge back in the 90s.
You think it's because they were losing fans?
I
wonder if like the
think
studios
that
were like,
might
we
be
need
what
to
it was.
cross-pollinate a bit here.
Yeah,
and I don't
I
know.
think that's basically what it is. 80s is when that whole the hair
Yeah.
band thing was going on, and they crossed a little bit of that over into country music
Yep.
back in the 80s. Now, after 2000, like, for example, Taylor Swift and all that, the more of bubblegum singers,
Party.
bubblegum country is what they call it. We're down there. And that's when I kind of feel like that's where everything made a complete left turn
Yeah.
into pop country.
Yeah, was you mentioned hair in 80s. I'm trying to remember what was Billy Ray Cyrus big 80s or was it 90s?
90s.
It was early 90s,
He was
wasn't
90s.
it?
He was
Okay.
90s.
Okay. Yeah.
Hank Jr.
Okay.
ventured
Yep.
into that
that's
world a little
yeah,
bit.
he's a little bit older. It's hard to. I'm gonna be 35 in a few weeks, and I keep looking back, and I'm like, what
I'll be 30 next
What
year.
year? Oh, okay. All right. Well, it doesn't get any easier.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So,
Oh man, yeah. Before we started recording, we were talking about playing late gigs to 1 a.m. And I tell
Yep.
you what, man, like
Yep.
it's not something I look forward to anymore.
no, and you just keep getting tired after that.
Yeah. So, where do you draw like your influence from when you're putting songs together or when you're out doing a show? Because obviously, clearly, it's not pop country by any stretch of the
No.
word. So,
I
when you
mean-
think back to the strain of country music that you follow, who are the artists that kind of pop into your head?
For the 90s, it's kind of a variation in the 90s because, okay, these artists, they are a little more on the traditional side, but they do kind of vary here and there. Like, for example, Gary Allan.
Sure. Okay.
Gary Allan's definitely a guy who was, traditional at the beginning and just completely changed everything after his disastrous, life-changing moment.
Yeah.
Which I feel sorry for the guy that
Right.
he saw that his wife did that.
Another You. Wasn't that one of his big songs?
Another You.
I'll have another chance. I'll find another girl.
Oh, no, that ain't him. That one is...
That was him. Man,
I think he was one of the songwriters on it, if I
He might have been. Okay.
remember right. But it does kind of remind me of a Gary
was that
Allan
strain,
style.
though.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like, for example, he did Would Have Been You. Like,
Oh, okay.
What's another one? Right Where I Need to Be. And another traditional one, which he did not know at the time was a cover of a Waylon Jennings song, Her Man.
He didn't know that?
He didn't know that at the time when he released
oh, no
it.
kidding. You would think at that level they'd be like, "Hey, here's."
Yeah, you'd think, but for some reason he did not know it at the time when he released it. But now he basically flats out say it. Yeah, it's a cover and released it. Didn't realize it back then, but here we go.
That's funny. Well, good for him at least owning up to it.
Oh yeah, and then of course Garth Brooks, George Strait, Chris Ledoux. If I want to say with local artists, definitely Dustin Evans.
Sure,
Good times.
Yeah. I gotta get him on here when he comes back into town. It'd be fun to talk with him.
Oh yeah, he'll probably have a lot to talk about.
That'd be cool.
Let's see here, Chancey Williams' Younger Brothers Band, probably in Canadian. Let's go Canadian here. Paul Brandt.
Don't know if I know Paul Brandt.
My heart has a
God,
history.
I know Paul Brandt. Jeez. Oh my God. We're hurting those. Oh, that's a great song.
That is a great song.
Listen to
but
that
if
on
you
the way
listen to
home.
his stuff now,
Yeah?
you wouldn't believe that was him.
Really?
It's completely different.
Like in a good way, or did it just kind of okay? Yeah. What?
Canada is trying to compete with American country, and it's
American radio country.
Yeah.
You just gotta see, and then you get someone like Coulter Wall coming from Canada, who's just like, nope, I'm doing my
that's
thing,
the deal.
man.
There's a difference between mainstream
Right.
and underground.
Right.
So another one from Canada, Gord Banford. He does a lot more traditional with the mixture of the newer stuff. And his stuff. You can hear the traditional side, but it still has the poppy edge to it.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
Red Dirt, Randy Rogers, Aaron Watson, Casey Donahue, those guys.
Yeah, so you've got
I got a good range.
Yeah, those are all like solid artists that are doing their own thing regardless of what the radio is going to do.
Yeah.
And that's, I think for me, that's what makes me like them. Mm-hmm. I mean, and there's artists in that you listed that I like more than the others, but that's just how music works.
Well, I've been doing a lot more local stuff like your duet, Ruthless West.
You've been playing.
I've been listening to that album for quite some time lately. So
we I don't know if we're gonna be in a plane anymore. So Brandon Jones picked him up. My pedal player.
Darn it, Brandon.
So I'm actually
you hear this.
I know, right?
Kidding.
It's funny. No, it's super cool. I'm super happy for him. Like he's a great musician, and Brandon Jones is a great guy, and it's super cool that they're playing together. But I want to write a song called Brandon Jones Pedal Player Blues. And just play it and post it sometime. I should do that this afternoon. Put it together.
There's the idea.
Like, but he's a cool dude. It was super fun. Yeah, but that was a fun EP to do. It's the first time I've ever done anything like that, and I dig it.
Yeah,
I dig it. So you said you've been writing music since you were 12.
Yep.
Really started playing in college. So after that gig, was it just like a hit the ground running, like let's just start lining up gigs, or was it?
That was pretty much what the deal was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just basically, let's just do it now.
Start calling people.
And just started booking. And,
get a van and tour.
Well, we didn't have a van.
Right.
We did have an orange state pickup from Minnesota, an old, state consignment sale pickup.
Oh, okay.
And it had a topper, everything in it. It was just a single cab. Only 3 people could fit in the back or fit in the front, and then the rest of us in the back. So with a topper on top, and then pulled the trailer around. Yeah, that was basically what we did.
And where was your reach at that point? Was it still fairly local, or did you?
We were reaching from Aberdeen all the way down to Yankton, South Dakota.
Okay,
and dang near to Pierre.
Okay. So most of the east side of the state, then?
Yeah, most of the east side.
Were you crossing over into like
we
Minnesota?
We were going into Minnesota here and there, Nebraska. Mm-hmm. We still have never touched North Dakota. It would be nice to touch North Dakota.
Oh, you got to get up to North Dakota, man. I know someone that I could probably send your way. I forget the name. Breaking Eights is the name of their band.
Oh, okay.
We played a show with them, and I think they're, for lack of better words, if Chancey Williams' band was in North Dakota, that's what their influence and everything is up there. So, and they do a lot of rodeo circuits. They're bull riders.
Yep.
I think, or at least the lead singer is or was in that. But
okay.
Yeah, I'll send him. I'll send him your info.
That'll be awesome. Thanks, man.
Now that Ruthless West is null and void.
Oh,
I don't know. We
still got Heath Johnson.
We'll probably do a show or two here and there. I'm sure. Like we're still buddies, and
it's fun.
It's fun to play.
Here and there,
yeah. But okay, so it was mostly that east side of the state at the time.
Yep.
What took you down to Cheyenne?
Well, after a while, I moved to Pierce, South Dakota, out of Brookings, and after I did that, the band just basically just dispersed.
Okay.
And this was during the downfall of live music, where everything in South Dakota started going over DJ and karaoke a lot more often.
Yeah.
It was quite sad.
It was cheaper.
It was. And after a while, I was just picking up gigs for acoustic shows, and I was doing a lot at, for example, the Branding Iron up in Belle Fourche.
Oh, yeah.
Did a few in Rapid City here and there, down to Winter, Martin, and started venturing further west, and then went back home to Pierre and started basically dating this gal down in Cheyenne at the time. And went down to Cheyenne, explored it for a little bit, and found there was a lot more opportunity in that corridor from Denver to Cheyenne on I-25.
Sure.
There was a lot more live music opportunity down there than there would be across the state during that time.
Sure, yeah.
So I figured, I decided, it's either going to be Nashville or Cheyenne. And I actually glad that I did the move to Cheyenne, because now we have a scene down there called Rocky Mountain Country Music, which includes the following states: South Dakota, Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, Nebraska, Kansas, and New Mexico.
Tell me a little bit about that, because I follow it, and I know kind of what they do in that. But how did you help get that started, or did they hunt you down, or how did that work?
I was one of the 4 that began.
No kidding.
The sucker. There were 4 bands. I was still doing my acoustic shtick at the time, but the 4 bands was me, Southern Fried, Brand 307, and Sean Curtis Band at the time. Now he's called Sean Curtis and the Divide.
Okay.
And we did a show at the Moxie Theater in Greeley, Colorado in January 2016, I believe. And it was called the Rocky Mountain Country Music Showcase. And it was the first ever Rocky Mountain show, anything like that, anything that the Rocky Mountain name was ever used or pushed out. And after we did that, it just exploded. Later on, we had an award show that year in Loveland, Colorado at the Rialto Theater called the Rocky Mountain Country Music Awards.
Sweet.
And at that time, I was nominated for Song of the Year with Gate Opens Wide.
Yeah, that's cool, dude.
And it was fun. I lost to Chancey, but,
Well, you'd have had my vote.
Well, thanks, man.
No, speaking of that, side note, though, so when I first saw the title of that song, I just, pictured, a ranch with, open fields and gates open wide. Then I listened to it, and I went, oh, this is a rodeo tune.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's cool, though, how you can you put words together, and they can take you somewhere different, I just wanted to tell you that, but yeah. It's a cool tune, though. Cool tune. Yeah.
Thank you. So, but yeah, no, Rocky Mountain Country Music, it's growing a lot. Probably a little more quicker than what we were planning on, which is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. But we do, there has been talk with, amongst us bands that we started the whole thing with, and we just haven't really established the sound of what Rocky Mountain Country Music is. Right now we have a variable of different sounds.
So it's not so much obviously it promotes country music in the area and that, but you guys are also looking for what makes our music unique in this area?
Yeah.
What's that sound?
Yeah.
Dude, I totally understand that.
For example, you guys. And you call it Americana and whatnot, and where I would call it when I listen to your Ruthless West album and some of for example, the Oak Tree song, I kind of want to put that as more of Dakota country, Deadwood country style. Okay. It's kind of outlawish.
It is a little bit, I guess. Yeah,
if you get what I'm saying.
That song is. I don't know. I've never really told anyone the history of that song. I don't know if I ever will. It's got a story behind it. Maybe someday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I always wonder with that, because I throw Americana on my label, mostly because I listen to a lot of Americana artists.
Yeah.
And I play covers, most every night. Mm-hmm. And so...
and that's the difficult part about this business. You can only do so many originals before people start...
Yeah, people...
They just start leaving because they don't
Yep.
know the songs, which is quite sad.
Well, and that's
honestly.
why we do the songwriters rounds. It's like, hey, this is what it is. It's all original music. You
Yeah.
know, it's born and raised and grown right here in the area.
Yeah.
But I definitely understand something growing faster than you anticipated, because that's what happened with the songwriters group.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Like, I just
Yeah.
saw, like, hey, we should all know each other. And before I know it, it's like, what the heck?
We all
It
know
was-
each other now.
Yeah.
Within a 2-year period almost.
Yeah, and
So-
it's awesome because there was clearly a desire for it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and just like I'm down there, when something grows that quick, it's like, okay, clearly there was a void and we're filling it. Now what?
Yeah.
You know?
Because we were trying to base it off of, because Rocky Mountain Country music, it's Western style music when we first started it, with a rocky edge to it. So it's close to 90s, but still touching up on the very traditional Western style, like, for example, like when I said with the Old Oak Tree song. That's another kind of example of what we like in this region.
Okay. Gotcha.
And with Ned Ledoux still pushing the stuff that he does and his dad does, that's the same stuff. Chancey Williams the same with that group. But when you get bands like Tyler Walker Band, Johnny Day, Tyler Walker Band, great guy, great band, great music. They're more on the modern side of country music.
Gotcha.
But they do a great job. They perform it extremely well. Now, Johnny Day is another Colorado kid that moved out to Nashville, and his music is, I want to say, close to Kane Brown. New guy. Very extreme pop rapish.
I'm aware of Kane
Yes.
Brown. I'm fully aware of who that is, sadly. I don't even care. I don't even care.
But that's what Johnny Day is close to, what his sound is. And another one, too, is Tim Zock and Whiskey Bent down in Nebraska. This is a different Whiskey Bent than what's up here.
Okay. I was
Yep.
going to say, I thought they
Yep.
were...
I found out there was another Whiskey Bent up here just recently.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
was-
oh, hey. But
Whiskey I think they're the only country band up here with a female vocalist.
yeah, I think so. But there is another group called On the Run. They're out of East River, South Dakota.
Ooh. Okay.
Kayla Dakota is her name. I think her original last name is Tingle, out of Brookings.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to hunt them down.
Yeah. They play quite a variety in their songwriting.
I don't think
what type of
Whiskey
music
Bent
they do.
here is a songwriting band. I think they're
I don't
covers.
think so either.
I think
I
it's
think
a
they're
cover
covers,
band.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Tim Zock and Whiskey Bent down in Nebraska, they're more on the Jason Aldean side of things, the older Jason Aldean.
Okay. Like his
So-
first album?
First album set. Yeah.
That was pretty solid.
It was.
I mean,
It was.
I don't know. The pants weren't near as tight. As they weren't painted on yet,
They
so-
weren't Luke Bryan style yet.
I don't know. Here we are ripping on people making millions of dollars. But hey,
Yeah, but hey,
cheers, dude.
cheers.
It's like,
Cheers.
we can do that.
Yes,
we're,
we can.
We're allowed
We
to
can.
do that. Oh man. So does so with Rocky Mountain Country Music, that organization, how old is it?
I want to say it's about 2 to 3 years old.
Okay.
This is going to be our third award show.
Gotcha.
Coming up.
Okay, and you guys
So-
are doing. Was it you guys that's doing like venue of the year thing? Or
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to be presenting an award. I don't know which one yet.
Yeah.
On the 13th, which is this Sunday, down in Greeley. And Deadwood Mountain Grand is nominated for Venue of the Year.
Yeah, I saw
for
that.
And I congratulate these guys immensely. Ziona Road, I don't know if you remember Ziona Road.
Oh yeah.
They're nominated for New Artist
Okay.
of the Year down
Okay.
there. So I'm excited to see at least the 2 South Dakota representatives
Yeah.
for nominations down there, and I'm extremely excited about that.
Yeah,
So-
they moved to Nashville.
They did, yeah.
They did.
Yeah. I saw that. I keep up with them here and there,
Yeah.
but they're, yeah.
I'm just giving them crap.
I know.
Oh man, that's super cool that you guys are also doing like venue of the year and just so it's I don't know because if you don't have a place to play, it's super hard to do anything.
Yeah.
And dude, I love playing here. They've always treated me well and everything like that. But
Well, I don't know if you'd remember, but back in the 90s, CMA used to do venue and event of the year.
did they really?
They used to back in the 90s and 80s. Now they don't. I don't know why.
Now they hire Beyonce for the CMA
Pretty much.
Awards. What the heck happened?
Yeah, no. This ain't making sense.
Oh,
But-
jeez. Yeah. Well, that's cool, dude. And so that's on the 13th.
On the 13th.
That's
yes.
coming up. That's coming up quick.
It is coming up quick.
That's awesome. You guys gonna like live broadcast that anywhere? Or is it just kind of gonna be in the area?
I right now hope so. Last year we did it through RFD TV,
Okay.
and they did a Facebook Live broadcast on it.
Oh, cool.
So hopefully either them or whoever that they're going to have does a live broadcast of the event. It is a good thing for a lot of people in this region to watch. And for example, like a bunch of artists up here that I've been speaking with, like Casey Hughes, Taylor Cowan, and you know, a bunch of songwriters up here. That
God,
are
I gotta get them on too. I'm behind, man.
extremely great guys
Yeah.
to talk to and enjoy a beer with every once in a while.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It'd be a good thing for them to watch as well to see how they can promote themselves into the scene.
yeah.
Before it was kind of a pain because a lot of the South Dakota artists had to go through me in order to get in, and I'm just kind of no, not anymore. No,
You
no,
were
no,
the
no, no, no.
bottleneck, man.
I didn't like being the bottleneck, man. I hated it, but
Too much
it
responsibility.
was too much responsibility. But at the time, because Sean Patrick, he's kind of the ringmaster of the whole thing.
Okay,
He's
and
out
I
of-
know that name. I haven't
Yep.
met him, but
he's
yeah.
out of iHeartRadio. He's with a big 97.9 and another iHeartRadio station down in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
And he takes care of the whole scene, the award show, everything. He walked up to me and he asked me about bringing in South Dakota, and he asked me how many artists and songwriters. I was like, you're going to make me go through all that and give you that big list?
Take a seat, son.
Yeah,
Let's
you're
talk.
gonna learn here. I'm gonna learn you. So, he did not realize how big of a music scene we actually have up
I
here.
think it's gotten bigger too.
It has gotten bigger since it recovered since that time when everything went downhill with live
Yeah.
music, which
Yeah.
I'm glad about.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it blows me away. I just went to the music room in Spearfish. Have you heard about that place?
I've heard about it. I haven't.
It's
touched
music
on.
lessons for kids, where they have a full studio for recording.
Really?
albums and everything. It's awesome.
Okay.
Great guys, super cool people. But they just did a songwriters contest.
Okay.
And the winner got 4 free hours to record that song.
Oh darn.
I know. But and then yesterday they did a songwriter showcase for everyone that entered. Who could come and perform.
Okay. Okay.
So I was like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Hadn't heard any of the artists yet. I'm like, how do I not know about all of these artists still? Like,
Yeah.
just because there's so many that are coming out of the woodwork, and they're younger people growing up and
Yeah.
starting and everything like that.
Yeah.
And it's just it's awesome to see that
Well,
it just
believe me,
keeps getting bigger.
Believe me, go over to Brookings or Sioux Falls or Aberdeen in that area.
Yeah.
Though there's
You're
plenty.
kidding me.
There's more. There's more.
You're
South
kidding
Dakota, you can thank Kyle Evans and Dustin Evans and that whole
Yeah.
starting up, because Kyle Evans, he was the biggest country music singer that South Dakota has ever had in a long time, that started off everything. And his son, Dustin, taking it to Nashville,
See, I gotta
pushing
get
it even further.
I gotta get
and it
someone
just-
East River coordinating, because I can't go out there all the time. I'm
Yeah.
have a full-time job, married,
Yeah.
have a kid on the way. I'm like, okay, I'll see you in 3 days. I can't do that,
No,
But
no.
I want Cody to do it, but Cody's too busy doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is great.
Yeah.
If you can make a living just playing music, that's fun.
Probably the best person to talk to is KC, because he's always looking for more people to jam with.
Really?
He knows everybody out here in the west side, but he's always looking for people on the east side, and I'm always shooting him names here and there. Like, for example, Kayla Dakota, but she lives down in Nashville, but she's home during the summertime
Sure.
playing here. And Julietti, which actually she moved out to Minneapolis now, but she probably knows more people out of Sioux Falls that are songwriting and all that stuff too. So,
Yeah, well, and like the SD Songwriters group is it's not specific to SD. Like we're a regional organization.
Yeah.
You know, we've got Wyoming, Nebraska, Montana, Colorado.
Yeah.
You know, all that coming in too, and I keep thinking, man, maybe we should have named it something different, but it's kind of too late now.
Well, yeah, we're already.
It is what it is.
Yeah, we're already in it.
It
kind of did start off with the kind of the South Dakotans.
It did. It was
guys in this
incredibly
region.
Black Hills local right away, because that's where I'm located, so it's just easy to connect with people and do everything like that. And
well, and plus we have a nice supply of venues out here as well too. So
and big tourist season, huge tourist season that comes through. So there's tons of opportunities. Plus we have the rally.
Exactly.
So it is what it is. But yeah. So when you getting back to you, we're just talking. No, it's cool though, because Rocky Mountain country music is definitely a big thing about your story and what you're doing with music and everything, and it's neat to see things like that happening. But like when you think of the songs that you've written, are they more? Do they lean towards? What's the word I'm looking for? Story form? Because I was listening to Grandfather's Cry.
Yep.
Listening to Gates Open Wide.
Yep.
Those are definitely. I mean, Grandfather's Cry maybe more so, but it's telling a story.
Yes.
I'm assuming is it a true story?
That actually is a true story. It's a tribute to two of my buddies that their grandparents, their granddads, both passed away the same year.
Oh, geez.
So when we got together with that song, put it together, and I'm amazed on how well it, like the interaction with it, like with past vets, active duty members and whatnot with that song. I've had 4 veterans, Navy, Army, and Air Force, walk up to me and crying.
Jeez.
And I didn't know what to do in that situation, but I did do them the honor of sitting and listening to their stories.
Oh, those are stories you want, man.
Yeah, and
that's amazing.
And realizing how much of an impact and how closely relatable that song is, because, like for example, like, how many vets have you talked to that said, I lost my friend in battle somewhere?
I could count on one hand, like super small number.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a part of my life.
No.
My dad signed up, but he never got deployed back in Vietnam, but I've had buddies from high school that have gone over. They've all come back, but not all their friends did, Yeah.
So. But that's the most common story that you hear, like in movies or whatnot, but realizing it is real life.
Yeah.
It's just hits you. So.
Yeah. Ugh. But I don't know, like those are parts of history that get lost along the way. The personal stories of people over there, because a lot of them don't write, or not that they can't write. They don't write down their stuff.
Or they just choose not to because they're trying to get past that,
survive it. Still,
and it's hard to do. Yeah.
My grandfather was in World War II, and it took him a long time to write his story out and even share his story. And he finally did before he passed, and it's maybe a 15 to 20 page pamphlet, quote unquote book, but still, it's like, geez,
flipping through the pages, you're like, ooh.
Oh man, you want songs?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, holy cow! It's like, geez, born in Sweden and fights in World War II for America, and like, holy crap!
Yeah,
that's a story. But,
yeah.
So that's cool though. I mean, it's one of those things where, especially like country music and military songs. Maybe I don't know. Would you call that a military song? It's not like a get pumped and fired up.
No. It's more. I want to say it's more of a tribute to the military. You know what I mean?
But they go hand in hand.
They do. It's just this one's a little bit more different compared to most military songs that are more, pump up, got to go and
Yeah.
get out there and do your job. This one's more of, this is what happened.
Yeah.
And this is why Veterans Day is a very important day. This is why we have what we have. This is why. Just explaining what, why, and how.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, Craig, do you know Craig Wincrist? Have you met him?
I don't think I have met him.
Dude, you got to meet him.
Okay.
He's right up your alley.
Okay.
He wrote a song, Red, White, and Blue American, which is right up that alley, too. It's a gorgeous song. But I always think of, my favorite one, I think, is Jamie Johnson's Should Have Seen It in Color. And it's not specifically, I mean, there's a verse that's about war.
Yeah.
But then it goes through the story, too. But
Yeah. But it's that one's a timeline.
It
type
cuts
of deal.
you to the core, man.
Yeah. It's like, shoot, you don't know how it was like back then.
No, and I don't know if we will. Like,
No, probably not.
I keep looking at like where things are at right now in the world, and I'm like, we're pretty pampered, man.
We are.
We're pretty. You know what I mean? It's like we don't. Most
We got
of us,
retirement. We got Social Security coming up. We got all this fun stuff.
hopefully,
you know?
government's still shut down. It'll open up again.
Yeah. I'm
cross
sure
fingers.
it will. It will. Someday, somehow.
Yeah, but no, it's. I keep thinking of that. Like, we keep looking, because we call them the greatest generation. And you look back and you think, why? And I always wonder, like, is it because there was, is it because there was struggle? Like, there's something about people that need struggle to thrive. Like, I think, especially, I mean, not especially, but like music careers. Like, if everything's handed to you, that's how you end up with Luke Bryan.
Well, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, I you're not.
But when you're fighting through something and you earn it, there's a whole different level of quality that comes out of what you're doing. And so when you think of like in war and that, there's a quality of people that come out of something like that.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like the politics type stance that's going on nowadays, but I'm not going to get into that. Anyways.
That's a long rabbit trail.
That's a
man.
long trail right there. Yeah, there's struggle, but I don't know what the struggle is on there.
I think, well, that's what I think it is now. Is we don't have anything to struggle for, so
making
we get
something
super
up.
nitpicky.
Yeah,
that's how you end up with 5 protesters at Frontier Days.
Yeah, exactly. Just making something up and be like,
we just brought this full circle.
Yes, we did. In less than
that's amazing.
30 seconds.
Oh my gosh. Oh jeez. So did you outside of country music, is there any do you have any other genres that you like, artists that you I like kicking this on when I'm not listening to country music?
Well, everybody kind of agrees on this one, but Green Day.
Oh,
definitely Green Day.
You're a Green Day
I'm
fan.
a Green Day fan.
I did not know that.
Like, for example, me and my wife, we went down to a Green Day concert. Granted, it was extremely political. This was after Trump got into office. It was annoying. But I didn't care about the politics. I just wanted the music. Give me the music. It was nice. It was beautiful. And it was a good time. But we did feel a little uncomfortable with the amount of crowd variation.
I'm sure there was a lot
there.
Now, I stopped listening to Green Day 1 or 2 albums in.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I went a whole different route, and what I got into like hardcore metal.
Yeah.
And so then I just, but I don't even, are they still making music?
They are.
No kidding.
They are.
Is it good?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Like, for example, American Idiot.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good. That album turned out pretty good.
Okay.
So, and after that, a lot of the songs were decent. Not exactly what I'd listen to. I still like the older style Green Day back in when they were starting, and then up until American Idiot. That was the last album that I listened to, and after that, it was just kind of like, man.
You think it's nostalgia that makes us like that music from back then versus now?
I don't know.
Because we were at such an impressionable age, and we were listening to the devil's music.
Yeah,
and
it's just kind of like, this isn't as good as what we were listening to back in the day, And here we are wanting to show our kids, here, listen to this.
Yeah, you are almost 30. It's about time you get the old man syndrome going on. Back in my day.
Back in my day.
Had better music and shit.
And then here's the kid. Dad, it's old.
Yeah. Well, my daughters, I've gotten my daughters to, they're fans of Willie Nelson.
Oh, good.
They're fans of John Prine.
Okay.
So I'm super proud about. Those are probably my two all-time favorite songwriters in the world.
Yeah.
But they've got, they're kids, so they're Ariana Grande fans and T Swift fans, and but it is what it is. Hey, at least she flat out said, "I'm no longer a country artist."
Yeah.
Some people
at least she
don't say that, and they still try to keep that crowd coming.
Yeah,
because it's dollar bills.
It is. Sadly enough, how the Nashville mainstream side of things had to drop so low.
Yeah.
As to pension pennies.
But there's something like, I don't know, when something gets that big, when you look at the music industry, it pushes out underground quality music. Like it's because that exists that we have artists like Sturgill Simpson, Casey Musgraves, Cody Jinks.
Yes,
Oh my God, his new album Lifers. Holy crap, dude. It's ridiculously good. Oh.
I got to catch up on the rest of that album.
Oh,
I only
dude.
caught one song on it. So.
On the way home, kick it on, man. Okay. You'll lose your mind. You'll have a whole new set list. Like, yep, I'm just going to play this straight through. Like, it's so good. Holy crap. Yeah, but then you get artists like that just say, you know what? Screw it.
Yeah.
This is what I play, and this is what I'm feeling. And shocker, there's a lot of people that feel the same way. It's just how it works. Maybe because we need something to rebel against, and it's good music.
It is.
Yeah.
That newer stuff is just starting to repeat. Same artist, same song, maybe a different artist, but it's still the same song.
Yep.
It's just kind of like change it up a little bit.
Well, that's one of my big likes about Jason Isbell.
Yeah.
He is. What do you put him in? He's doing his own thing. Every song is
completely different.
But somehow it all fits together in the album. It's like, what?
Yeah.
You got him, and then you got Chris Stapleton, who, what's he gonna do at some point? You know what I mean? I just kind of am curious. It's like he's definitely in the mainstream, but he's not playing
mainstream.
No.
It's like with Gary Allan. But Gary Allan, he does some mainstream, but he does vert back to other things as well.
Okay.
He changes up his sound so much.
I'm gonna have to kick him on again. Get back in and listen.
He's got several albums where the album starts off, okay, it sounds like mainstream country, and then or songs on the album. Okay, sounds like mainstream. Whoa, we're going back to 90s. Oh, 80s. Oh, 30s.
Wow.
Like Runaway. That's more of a style in the 30s and 40s.
Interesting.
Older style music.
I'm gonna have to check it out now.
It's not like horns or anything like that, but it's just that eerie, psychedelic type style. I don't know how you best describe it, but
I like that.
It's really good.
I like the sound of that, and I haven't even heard it yet. I'm gonna check it out now.
I
don't know.
Like one of his songs I really like. He plays. It's called "Get Off on the Pain," and it's basically how he lived through life, and you just go through the pain of life, and you just, oh well, get over it, move on. But it's a rockin' tune, and PBR used that as their theme song in the bull riding.
Oh, sweet.
Shows. Yeah.
That's cool. I've only done one. I haven't done any shows with PBR. The one in North Dakota with Breaking Eights, I think, was... They filmed it because they were trying to get, I think, PBR up there or something like that. I'm not sure, but
okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm really curious to see where music goes. I think the outlaw strand definitely wasn't killed. You know, it's thriving, and
exactly,
people want it and people need. Well, it's the difference from, getting a frozen pizza versus like a full-on steak and potatoes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's reality and genuine, and this guts you to the core versus another party pop song about cold beer and a pickup truck.
Oh shoot, they don't even have pickup trucks in their songs anymore.
Oh, do they not?
No,
we're
talking
lowriders that.
Oh no, we're talking clubs now.
Oh my god,
it's scary. I heard a song on the radio on the way up here, and there's like What? This is a country song?
Dude, have you heard of Tommy Ash? Have you checked her out?
She out of Arizona?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the big white hat?
Yep.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
I know who she is. Yep.
That's
I'm like,
how you know.
I got to put a face to the name here.
Big white hat. She did a song, I think it's called Where'd All the Cowboys Go or
Yeah.
something like that. And it's
Yeah,
all about she walks into a club and she's like, what the heck?
Yep.
And
Yep.
dude, it's a cool tune. It's
I
a cool
heard-
video.
I do
You know,
remember
I don't know if
that.
they've done a video for it, but if they ever do, I totally know how it should go. I play the video in my head every day. And
Yep.
be great.
Yep.
But I don't know. I think it's going to be a thing because country music is like when you get to the purity of it. I don't know. It's something that I think will always be around.
Oh, yeah.
No matter how much money is thrown at it, it's never going to die. You know,
No.
people will sit on their front porch and play it and sing it.
Yeah.
And Coulter Wall's new album.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Songs of the Plains. I think, or something like
I
that.
think that's what the album name is. Yeah.
That's what it is. It's all these plain songs that no one's heard about for how many years?
Yeah.
And he puts it out there, and they're great. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's so good.
Well, there's a lot of lost artists that are out in this region that
Disappeared.
disappeared, and the songs probably went with them, and maybe a handful of people that remember those songs and just bring them back out.
Do you worry about that with your own stuff? Like if you don't finish it and get it recorded, like and something happens, all of a sudden all your songs are dead.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. No, I think every artist does. Every songwriter, every artist. I think we all.
Oh, I'm
worry about
terrified
that.
of it.
I am too.
Like, I
It's
gotta
just
at
kinda
least record it.
I just wrote that. I recorded it. I got it out to whatever I can for radio stations.
Like that's gonna be my motto for recording music is I want these songs to outlive me.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
if I die, at least you've got my songs. You
Yes,
know? It's probably
stories, memories.
That's probably a
and
lyric
all that.
to a song. We should write a
It
song.
should be.
But
Yeah,
I don't know. I worry about that a lot because especially when I look back on the 200 plus
Yeah.
half-written songs. I'm
Yes.
like, oh my God, Heath, figure it out.
yeah.
Do you have a favorite song that you've written?
Favorite song that I've written. Probably my favorite one that I did write is "That's the Place That I Call Home,"
Okay.
and it's talking about South Dakota. Because I'm originally from East River, South Dakota, Fedora, South Dakota.
Uh-huh.
I grew up 2 miles off of Highway 34, which is a lyric in the song, and that was on the family farm, ranching, farming operation is whatever you want to call it, and went to school that was about 15 to half an hour away from the house, and just talking about a little bit about life where I lived, and now I'm literally over 100 miles away down in Cheyenne.
Yeah.
I still think about home every once in a while.
That's
So,
cool, man.
And that song, I wrote that back when I was getting ready to leave South Dakota from Pierre.
Okay.
So it's a bring me home type of song
Sure.
whenever I play it or
Man,
whatever.
everybody loves those.
So, and the nice thing about playing it back here, it's like I'm home. So,
Yep. Here it is.
Yep.
Welcome.
Yep.
There's something about that going home feel people dig.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, where you're from,
Yeah.
what walk of life you have, and you get that feel of going home. It's like, it feels like rest.
Yeah.
And we don't get rest a lot in
No.
today's world, you know?
No.
Like we're constantly bombarded with stuff, but I don't know. What was it that, like when you first started writing, like what is it that made you want to start writing music, your own music? So you're playing covers, you're out there with bands, and you're like, you know what? I got something to say. What was it that was like, I should start doing this myself?
Well, years ago, I just had a wild hair. And before I even started with the whole band thing at all, it was basically all of a sudden I meet up with my buddy. At the time, we were called the Midwest Rebels back in the day. And we just thought, we'll just do covers, make a couple bucks on the side, playing bars and whatnot. And okay, sure. But we did find out later on, because we got the wild hair. Hey, let's try writing a song just for the heck of it, see what it's like. So we did. And we liked it. So that's what kind of just, because it was our first song that we wrote. It actually made sense, had a good feel with it and everything. And we're just kind of like, shoot, try another one. Did another one, came out the same. We're just kind of like, I like it.
Sweet.
Let's go. So it's just more of experimentation on the songwriting that kind of brought me into it or influenced me to give it a shot.
Do you like seeing like the changes in the way you write? Like from when you first started to now, like just the growth that happens.
Yeah,
it's like whoa.
It's more the maturity of the song is growing with you as you're writing.
Yeah,
like different songs that you're writing, you're getting different experiences through life, and you're writing about it, and it's just kind of it's part of you. It is you. So.
I think it goes two ways. I think you improve and grow, and your music gets more personal because you're able to tap into it more.
Yep.
Or you get lazy and you're just just put another song out. Let's put another song out. Let's put another song out. You know, which happens.
It does happen because it's kind of like I need to record. Need to sell. Go.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's cool, man. That's really cool. I'm glad that you got into it and still do it, and really excited about all the stuff that's going on out there with you in the Cheyenne area. Now, Rocky Mountain, where's the headquarters? Is there like a headquarters?
There really isn't much of a headquarters. iHeartRadio is kind of like Sean Patrick. Mm-hmm. He is more of the ringleader in the whole thing right now. And Rocky Mountain Country Music is basically a label that we use for the region to help promote what we have here.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
We don't really have an association per se.
Okay.
Or anything, but hopefully here eventually we will have an association put together. It's just this thing blew up so fast that we never got the chance to organize it.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of that right now, so I totally sympathize, man.
And it gets more difficult after that, but you know.
Yeah.
Not for some reason, a lot of people take a lot of things political when it comes to it.
Yeah, when did everything become political, man?
I don't know.
Sometimes it's just is what it is.
Can you just keep it simple for once?
We're not politicians.
No.
You know?
And never will be. So.
Right.
But yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's cool though. I'm pumped. I'm excited that it's going on January 13th, and hopefully there's a Facebook Live. People can tune in and check it out. That'd be cool.
Hopefully. Let me do a quick look here. I know it's a venue down in Greeley, Colorado. Now, if I could find it, that would be great. But I have to do the search on Facebook and whatnot, but I'll get there.
Yeah, no worries.
But
and while you're doing that, where do people find your stuff at?
You can find my music either on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Randy Burghardt Band.
Okay.
Or Twitter or Instagram. Twitter is my handle's Randy Burghardt 1, and Instagram's just Randy Burghardt.
Okay.
Or if you want to, I got music on Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, even my website, randyburghardt.com.
Sweet.
So
I'm gonna put links to all of that up so
right.
people can check it out. That'd be cool,
good.
man. Where are we at for the Rocky Mountain venue?
We are. Here we go.
Now you're gonna have like an actual award show that people can come.
Award show.
No
yes.
kidding. That's
full on
cool.
award show. Yes.
That's awesome, man. Are you catering like shrimps? Can I go get some shrimp?
I don't think we're gonna. We never got
kidding.
that lucky. It's always, hey, look, a couple candy bars in the back room with a couple Cokes and Mountain Dew. Okay, we're good.
You got to connect with a restaurant down there and have them cater it as like a promo thing. You know what I mean?
It would help, but I know iHeartRadio, they got a budget on their end and whatnot, so they got to take care of whatever they got. So.
That's how it works.
Union Colony Civic Center.
Okay. In Greeley.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Cool.
Starting at 7 o'clock?
Mountain time.
No, 6 p.m. Mountain time. That's when doors open. Yep.
6 Mountain time.
Goes
January 13th.
January 13th.
That's cool, man.
And I'll be presenting an award for it, but I don't know what award yet.
Okay.
And, of course, Deadwood Mountain Grand and Ziona Road are both nominated for their categories.
Is anyone coming down to accept it and stuff like that?
Yep.
I guess, do they have it's an award show? So
it's an award show. They got reserved. They're
Yeah.
reserved. They don't have to. It's basically free ticket here.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
They got certain sections where the artists sit and everything. So
Well, tell them I said hi.
yeah,
And then they show up again. I haven't seen them in a while.
I can do that. I can do that for you.
But dude, this is great. This is fun.
Yeah.
Talking country music, talking your story and everything like that. I could talk all day if we had the time.
Oh yeah. Well, we need to get you and the rest of the guys down in Cheyenne or
that'd be
something.
fun.
Just get the word out saying, "Hey, there's more South Dakota people here."
Let's do like a
So-
weekend event of it or something like that.
Yeah.
And line up some shows and
Yeah.
do like a mini festival, like Saturday from 1 to midnight, and there's
Yeah.
just people playing.
Here's the South Dakota crew right here. So just to show you guys, hey, they do exist.
Hey everyone, we're here. We're gonna play some tunes now.
Please stick around. Hope you like us.
Oh, that'd be great.
I've said that several times.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Happens.
But hope your show tonight's good.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're back in town. Like I said, we'll have to when you come back up, or if I get down there, we'll have to connect again and stuff. So, I wanted to ask you, as I've never asked you this yet, the microphone that you use.
Oh,
Okay, so that's like a Garth Brooks microphone
well,
style,
it is,
right?
Yeah, it is the exact microphone
Okay.
that Garth, Chris, and whoever else.
So do you do that just so you can move around more freely?
move around more freely?
Okay.
Yes.
Is it weird like having it right there?
Actually, for how long I've used headset microphones, I don't even notice it.
You just get used to it.
just get used
so
to
it
it.
was peer pressure, and
Yeah.
eventually you don't even notice it anymore.
Yep.
Like drugs. I'm just. I'm just.
Sure, put it that way.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I know. I was just curious because, I think you're the only person I've ever met that, uses those on a regular basis.
And Dustin Evans has one as well.
Does he really?
Yes,
Okay.
he uses one as well.
I did not know that. Gotcha.
It does help you move freely, gives you more of a chance to perform in ways that you haven't done before.
Is the voice quality in it? Like, do you notice any difference from if
a
you're
lot better?
better? Interesting.
Way better. It's
Okay.
a Crown 311M,
Uh-huh.
$450 microphone, just the microphone.
Jeez.
So it's not a cheap mic.
Yeah.
AKG makes those,
Okay.
and they're really, really tight on the. It's a super cardio mic.
Okay.
So it does not. It's got a high gain before feedback.
So you could walk around and you're not getting a bunch of crowd noise in it. It's getting right
It's
in front
just
of you.
getting
It's-
what it is
okay.
right here.
Gotcha.
Like, for example, you step in front of somebody's monitor, you're not going to get that.
Well, that's good.
It is good. Because
Okay.
I've had several headset microphones from Shure, and I'm not saying Shure makes a bad product. It's just that microphone's not made for what it was doing.
Uh-huh.
And I stepped into in front of monitors and other people's microphone spaces, and it just squeals beyond belief, and you're just kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I only use Shure microphones, but I don't use is it called a lapel? It's not a lapel mic. It's a, what do you call the mic you use? What kind of mic is that?
It's a headset microphone.
mic.
Yeah,
Okay.
headset microphone. Yeah, that one's from Crown. They have certain wiring for mini, XLR, and also a connection to the T4,
Okay.
which is the Shure hookup
Gotcha.
on the battery packs.
Okay.
So,
Well, I mean, keep rocking it if you dig it, man.
Oh, yeah.
We needed Garth Brooks of the hills and Rocky Mountain area, so might as well give you that title. Cheers, dude.
thank you. Cheers.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, not a problem.
That's it for this week's episode, folks. Thanks for coming into the Heath Bar. I hope you appreciated it as much as I did. I sure love talking to that guy. Just one more time, I want to remind you, if you want to get in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram with the handle @HeathBarOnline, or on Twitter with my name @Heath Johnson. And always shoot me an email if you want to talk with me there too, Heath@HeathBarOnline.com. Until next time.